continue my chat for a while. Okay, we're at the we're at City Hall on Municipal Drive in Farmington, New Mexico. Going to the
We're here for the Citizens Advisory Committee. Third Tuesday of the month, January, March, May, July, September, and November, 5:30 p.m.
5:30.
So what the talk's about.
There's a meeting in a minute. Hello. I'm doing well. How are you? No thanks. Okay, what if we don't want you to sign us in?
I'm sorry, we sign in all visitors to City Hall that move beyond that door and that door.
Okay. I don't consent to waiving my Fourth Amendment.
I'll just put your initials. Does that work for you, sir?
You're still gonna put it down, right? Even though.
Yes, sir. It is 5:30, I believe the meeting started. I'll meet you at that door.
Okay.
Even though we didn't consent, you still wants to put our initials. It talks about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That was a live, y'all. You go to one chat, we got a good live. Two for any.
How's the video quality? For some press for transparency?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good.
Ready? It's 5:30. Call a meeting to order. We do have a quorum present. Everybody's here but Danielle. It's great. I'm glad to see you all. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes for the March 18th, 2025 meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review them? Yes. So I'd entertain a motion. Motion, is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes from the March 18th, 2025 meeting indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Right. Motion carries. All right, we need to approve the open meetings resolution. You have a copy in your packet there. So we have to decide if we're going to continue with meetings at 5:30 on Tuesday, the third Tuesday, at 5:30 for the months of January, March, May, July, September, and November. Anybody want to change? No. If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the resolution setting and establishing a regular meeting day. So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, first and second. Is there any discussion? No. All those in favor of approving the resolution setting and establishing a regular meeting day, time, and place indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Right. Motion carries. Police chief's report. We don't have a chief.
No, the chief said I had a meeting. So I'll be stepping in for him.
Perfect.
So the only thing really we have for an update is the progression for our building is still going. We don't have an exact move-in date yet for that, but it's been a couple of years in the works. They are actively working in the building now, so they're past the architectural phases and all that, and then to the actual demolition and the building of the building. So we're excited about that. It's been a couple of years. We look forward to moving into that soon.
You said demolition?
past the demolition part. So demolition as in, they gotta knock down some walls.
Oh, okay.
And reconfigure all the existing buildings are gonna be the same.
Okay,
They're just reconfiguring that.
that's what I thought, but
Yeah.
when you said demolition.
No, yeah, it was a small stage demolition, yeah,
Okay.
not knocking down buildings, just knocking down walls.
The remodel.
Remodel, yeah, it's a remodel. That's about it from us. Guess any questions?
Well, I went to staff meeting.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It's very eye-opening.
Okay.
I was amazed, at the amount of things you guys have to know and keep track of. So I was very impressed with the knowledge of the staff, and, you know, the entire staff seemed to know everything that was going on in the department, which, one thing that Captain Tafoya and I talked about was recruiting. So could you maybe give us an update on that for the rest of the commission here?
Yeah, so we're still actively recruiting anyone we can. We're still short. The number fluctuates, but we definitely could use as many people as want to be police officers. Definitely like to see them apply with us. It is a tough process. It takes months to get on, which can be difficult for many people, especially when there's so many job openings, currently in San Juan County for different positions that aren't law enforcement. It's a quicker turnaround time. You apply and you start a lot faster. So, but it's a long background process. There's polygraphs, there's medical evaluations, psychological evaluations, all that. So it's a very long process, and we hopefully don't dissuade people from wanting to be cops because of the process. It's a great way to have the best candidates matriculate into the police department.
Is that still a primary focus of the
It
department?
is the primary focus, yes.
Any, so other than that, the building and recruiting, any other focuses?
No one.
I went to a staff meeting also, and, yeah, it was very eye-opening. And, gave me a lot of time, and it was very interesting, so I appreciate that very much.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you guys coming.
Yeah.
When you're able to.
It really, if you guys get an opportunity, I don't know if Chief is gonna open up other dates, but it really is a good opportunity to see inside the department, all the things that they have to have their fingers on, and the budgeting, and we talked a little bit about the building and
It is budget season for us,
Yes.
so that is very, very time intensive. And yeah, so that's I think you probably saw a little bit more in that staffing, because right now we're at the tail end of it, but for, the month of, halfway through April till halfway through May is really our budget intensive season.
check it out. It's very informative,
Yeah.
so.
Yes. Yeah, I went to one, we both were at one, and it was nice to see the faces for the other departments, because we sort of
Right.
see
Yeah.
a few faces here, mostly, officers out in the field, but not so many of the captains and lieutenants, so it was nice to kind of.
Yeah, it's good to get to know them
Yeah.
and all the areas they're responsible for, and everything, each of their divisions is doing a separate but equal task, and kind of how it all coordinates together. It's definitely something we pride ourselves is our leadership team, the amount of investment we do for the training and the time for them to get to the level we think they need to be at, so I'm glad you guys are recognizing that as well.
Definitely appreciate y'all.
Anybody else?
I appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
Good point, we appreciate it, thank you. Internal Affairs, monthly report. They're all going, not me.
Good evening. My name's Jason Goldberg. I'm one of the sergeants. So covering March and April, just going across the top here. March, we had 3 citizen complaints. You'll see there were 5 allegations. Each complaint can have more than 1 allegation on there. That's what the discrepancy there. So out of those, 5 allegations, 2 were exonerated, and then 3 were sustained. In March, we just had 1 internal investigation. You see, it says 2 allegations because 2 officers were on the call, so we checked into both of them. After thorough review on that, they were exonerated. went in, we finished up April, did not have any citizen complaints. We did have, open 2 internal investigation cases. Those are both, related to DWI stops. Those are still pending at this time, giving those a thorough review and getting them up the chain of command for the captain and DC and chief to review. And, corrective and disciplinary actions that are listed on the bottom.
That's a lot of corrective disciplinary action, 18 from 4 in the prior year.
Yeah, some of them are, groups where multiple officers were involved and it could have, many of them were just a counseling on how to do better next time, so.
I was curious on citizens' complaint for social media on March of 2025.
It's on social media.
Yeah, I'll handle that one. So,
Thank you.
one of our officers had a social media page and a citizen complained about the content of the social media, on that page, specifically one posting. And, they thought it was distasteful. However, it wasn't actually aimed towards anybody or speaking to a specific call for service. It was on a private page. It was an acquaintance of theirs that the officer knew, and after the review, we found that it did not violate our social media policy.
So it was the officer's private page, it wasn't on the Farmington police?
No,
page?
it wasn't associated with the Farmington page at all. The officer wasn't in uniform, wasn't representing the department in any manner, and it was on a private page.
But you still investigate?
Right, we still have to make sure that what they're posting isn't disseminating any information that shouldn't be disseminated or specifically offensive to a class of people or anything that might still violate our policy even without it being associated with the department.
I was just curious, I thought that's odd that a citizen would be complaining about it.
But it sounds like it was somebody that knew them.
It was, yes.
Yeah. I can see.
Anybody
That's,
else?
no.
You done?
Well, I think so, but I'm happy to report as needed.
Okay.
All right, I will handle the use of force report for
Yes.
Sergeant Burns, who is otherwise engaged tonight.
Okay.
So in March 2025, we had 11 separate use of force incidents with a total of 18 officers using force in those incidents and 23 applications of force, which were all unarmed arrest techniques. So that's our lowest level of force. Slightly elevated numbers from last year. Last year we only had 8 in the month of March. But our individual applications of force actually decreased a little bit. So we're still on par in that area and there was nothing concerning there. Transitioning to April of 2025, again, a slight increase in the number of use of force individual incidents with 12 and only 8 in the previous year. For these 12 incidents, we had 16 separate officers utilizing force and a total of 27 applications of force. And again, all of those were unarmed arrest techniques. So in March, we had 3 officers that sustained minor injuries and 3 suspects that sustained minor injuries. In April, 5 officers received minor injuries and 4 suspects received minor injuries. We also had 1 stop stick deployment in April. That was related to a pursuit that was initiated by the county, and we assisted them in stopping the vehicle by deploying stop sticks. Any questions about the use of force measures?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Business from the floor. Is there anybody from the floor who wishes to address the commissions?
Yes, please.
identify who you are. Your comments are limited to 3 minutes, and are to be address items that are, deal with police activity, and no formal action will be taken regarding any comments that you make from the floor, so.
Okay, thanks. My name is Adam Howell. I'm here to redress my grievances with government, specifically the Farmington Police Department and how they treat members of the free press. It's become pretty clear to me that the Farmington Police Department does not really honor the concept of a free press in this community. And so what that means is that if you're not some television broadcaster wearing a pound of makeup and working for a big corporate network, they don't really respect you, especially if your narrative goes against their grain, right? So as an independent journalist, I want to record the police, I want to record government in the course of their duties. And oftentimes it's pretty clear that they want to prevent that from happening. But instead of just saying, hey, we don't want you to record our activities, we want you to stand across the street, or we want you to stand way over there where you can't hear or see anything. And so that's their go-around for our free press right. So under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, we have 5 freedoms. And, you know, we've got the free press, we've got the right to redress our grievances, and freedom of speech. Those are the main ones that we are trying to exercise out in the community. And what I found is that the Farmington Police Department often converts our civil rights into a crime or into crimes. For instance, what once was free press is now resisting, delaying, or obstruction, especially if someone else is offended by your presence on the scene. They suddenly convert it into a crime, and all of a sudden they can haul you to jail, they can issue a warrant, they can get, you know, the corrupt prosecutor to issue a warrant against you and put you in jail for that. Or if you speak the wrong words to the police, if you cuss at the police, which is protected activity, all of a sudden that activity is converted into a crime of obstruction, right? Even though we have Cohen versus California, which is supposed to protect our right to cuss in public, to cuss at police, to cuss at any public official, right? And so then on top of that, we have case law. We have what's known as Irizarry versus Yahia. It's a 10th Circuit case from 2022 that is supposed to help affirm our right to record police in the course of their duties. But the go-around for the police, since they just have utter disdain for our civil rights to record them, is they just say, it's okay if you record. They always start off with, it's okay if you record, just do it from way over there. And then we know that they say that because they don't want us to hear or see what's going on with their activities. And so I'm asking you, I'm here to redress my grievances and ask you to look at that, look at those cases that come before you, and to understand that there is federal case law that's supposed to affirm our right to record, and to redress our grievances, to speak. And if Mosley, you know, Lieutenant Mosley is offended because somebody is speaking words that he disagrees with within close proximity to an investigation that he's doing, I don't agree that he can just arrest that person and haul him to jail. So that's why I'm here. Just want to let you know that that case law exists, and know that we're watching and trying to pay attention to what's going on in our government. We're going to just keep on recording public officials in the course of their duties. We're going to keep redressing our grievances. We're going to speak freely, and then hopefully eventually someone will understand those rights and respect those rights, and understand when a police officer tries to manipulate them and convert them into a crime when they're not supposed to be converted unlawfully. So thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Howell, we appreciate it. So as we indicated, there'll be no formal action taken, but we do appreciate your comments. Thank you. I skipped over new business. Anybody have new business? Okay.
Yeah.
Closed meeting?
We do have something for closed meeting.
All right. And we'll go into a closed session for the purpose of case review pursuant to section 10:15(1)(h)(2). I would entertain a motion to go into closed session. So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of going into closed session indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll go into closed session.
I like the so moved. You just closed it, you needed first or a second on that. Need a first, so moved.
Hold that for me, real quick.
What's up?
Hold that for me real quick.
Here, let me put this down.
Take my.
So one of those C.P.A.C members wasn't even making eye contact with me. She was like looking on her phone while I was redressing my grievances. Thank you, Mile High Community Channel.
My comments are, and there's still comments. Can you see it? No, it's probably jam, looks like a jam.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, he does that every now and then.
Anybody in the 4Corner FistNtheair chat? Not seeing any more.
Yeah. But, go over to, we're not gonna go back in, right?
I don't know. Let me go look at the agenda and see what else is supposed to be on there.
Yeah.
Brandon Mitchell, welcome in. If you're just now joining, you're watching Press for Transparency. We were just in the Citizen Police Advisory Commission meeting for the city of Farmington, New Mexico. It's Tuesday, May 20th, time is 5:54 p.m. I was just redressing my grievances with the council. And
You know, they're still watching our channel. You wanna know why? How's it going? There was a troll on my channel.
are you still getting chat comments?
No.
Is it frozen?
It jammed, yeah, it jammed. So.
Okay, so 4Corner FistNtheair's chat cut out or jammed or something?
So we're gonna go back in, or what do you think?
I'm looking at the agenda over here. I'm sure you all the agenda. Well, I guess there is. Wait. Yeah, here's the agenda. Okay, I'll show you guys. Agenda. Reconvene meeting. Okay, so all it says that's left is to reconvene the meeting. And I don't know what that means, but
I don't know why they have their little private session when it's a public meeting, right?
right?
What we got in here?
Mile High Community Channel is here.
All right, Brandon Mitchell. All right, y'all, go jump over to my chat, jammed up, go jump over to the Press for Transparency. He'll inform me on some more info. Am I live here? Hey, good job, man. Appreciate you
Yeah,
giving that speech to them. They need to hear it, you know.
yeah,
I know it's gonna go throughout one ear and out the other, but
right. I could tell at least one of them had pretty serious disdain for me. Most of the others were making eye contact with me. One was like, I don't know what she was doing. She was like, obviously like looking something up on her phone, I guess. I wouldn't hold that against her, but she didn't make much eye contact with me during
Oh.
my public comments, so I don't expect her to really side with my opinions.
I'll
But
help.
it's still important that we let them know that we're watching and let them know that we know what the law really is, and Friends of Code, welcome in.
Yeah, the Farmington Police Department don't like us in there when we came in. They're like,
Everyone was
oh,
silent when we walked in.
they're like, dang it. We thought they weren't gonna show up to these meetings no more.
Right. The room went silent when we walked in.
All right, y'all, if you want to jump over the press for transparency's live, I'm in mine's right now. I appreciate it. I'm out.